According to Child Crime Prevention, there are an estimated 500,000 online predators active each day.
500?
Jesus
That's
Christ.
crazy.
That's a lot.
100,000? And she said active each day. What about the ones that are sleeping for the night?
Special.
What about the ones that are sleeping for the night? Right.
What about the ones that are hibernating for the winter?
Okay, hold on, slow down. For an old man, what is DDLG?
It's like DDLG is Daddy Dom Little Girl.
Bro, we got auditions to be a bot.
Sensational.
It's your boy SRT, and we got Steph here, my roommate, on another video. This one is going to be basically on a video that's pertaining to oversexualizing minors. So Steph wants to give her input on this video. Let's get right into the video, guys. Again, it's going to be the Oversexualization of Minors by Love Halal. He makes some good videos. Like and subscribe to his channel, guys.
It's no secret that teenagers online are often romanticized or sexualized from time to time. And a lot of us have made an astute observation that adult content seems to be getting younger and younger as time progresses. And what I've noticed is that it is not just teenagers. This actually encompasses all minors overall. What if I told you this stuff begins when kids are infants? All daddy wanted was a BA on a baby t-shirt. Impressive, isn't it? This is absolutely disgusting, bro. MILFs, I have arrived. My dad's pull-out game is weak. I want brew inside of me. And you're supposed to be giving this to your daughter as a...
They put that on children?
What the hell? I would have a heart attack.
Do you feel like there's an over-sexualization on
I do agree with that. I feel like the slogans on kids' t-shirts have gotten extremely provocative. Like, it's not stuff I think kids need to be wearing at all.
Pajama sweatsuit, drink bottles, date models, hunk, shades and babes, campus hunk, I do curls for the girls, the senoritas love me, proof quarantine wasn't always bored, which means my parents were in the bedroom having fun. That's what this means. Does this diaper make my butt look big? I have like 35 different questions. Number one, who is buying that? All right, if you're buying that, either one, you might be a little bit intellectually challenged. I want brew inside of me. Does this diaper make my butt look big? Are we not literally witnessing kids' clothes using a child who is probably like 1 year old or less? And then for the designers, what were you thinking when you made that? Come on, bro. Do better. There's nothing you can say to
I imagine it's just some guy with a little printing shirt in his room. just printing random stuff on.
They're trying to capitalize on sex. Sex sells, no matter how old you are, apparently.
I don't feel like it should have to do with minors.
I agree.
P. Diddy, and all those are the ones who are designing these
They
clothes.
do P. Diddy.
And if it's not that, the people designing the clothes are definitely doing this.
There's a huge transgender group of men.
Okay.
Identifying as little girls.
Excuse me.
And these men are following our daughters, nieces, sisters around the internet, and in some cases, stalking them in real life. One of the men goes by the identity Misty Summers. He likes to model used clothing that was worn by little girls.
Bruh.
Excuse me?
Schoolgirl uniforms, cheerleading uniforms, and even little girl pajamas.
Grown man with a little girl on the
That's
inside is
borderline pedo.
just a man identifying as his authentic self, a 5-year-old girl.
What?
I'm beating you up.
Yo, this man
This
look
right
like,
here would have me pissed in real life.
This right here look like a man from like one of them horror movies. Like
That he
Texas,
has gonna pull out a freaking machete or something and start chasing people in the
straight
cornfield.
out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So Rob Zombie movie.
What's the one with the you tell me down in the comments, YouTube. The one where they go to the hills and they're in the mountains and people come out of the mountains and stuff.
The Hills Have Eyes.
Is it the Hills Have Eyes?
I believe so, sir.
I don't know if that's correct.
The Hills Have Eyes.
Those people look crazy in them tunnels, though. They look like that guy.
Transgender issue at all. I know there's a huge crowd of people who are like, oh, it's them again, the usual suspects. They're always doing something weird, blah, blah, blah. Because I know there are plenty of...
This game, you're not ready for it.
What are they barking about?
Straight people, especially...
Sorry for the cutout. We have a little bit of an interruption.
The usual suspects. They're always doing something weird, blah, blah, blah. Because I know there are plenty of straight people, especially straight women, that I've seen do this in a process called infantilization.
Infantilization is defined as the portrayal of grown women acting and looking childish through attire, demeanor, possessions, and or posture.
Okay. So pretty much what she's defining is those people who were like, they're grown-ass women wearing like the schoolgirl outfit. They're doing these like childish faces and childish behaviors.
According to Child Crime Prevention, there are an estimated 500,000 online predators active each day.
500,000?
Jesus,
That's
Christ.
crazy.
That's a lot.
100,000? And she said active each day. What about the ones that are sleeping for the night? What
Special.
What about the ones that are sleeping for the night? Right.
about the ones that are hibernating for the winter? That is a huge number. There's probably like a cool million. Some of them are active, some of them are on the night shift, and some of them are on the day shift. Some of them are fucking out early,
They take
some of them are
shifts.
on lunch break. And this number is going to become even more relevant in today's video as we progress.
Apps that immediately come to my mind are Omegle, an online video chat room where you'll
Makes
probably
sense.
slap.
Monkey.
I never
Where
heard
a
of that.
lot of children get
Mhm.
slapped.
Yep.
And quite honestly, I feel like this content style or this behavior pattern was really popularized by a woman named Belle Delphine, which if you're not familiar,
Yeah, Belle Delphine, she was it, bro.
You know who that is?
Yeah, she's an OnlyFans model who used to do content as an anime girl, kind of doing like fetish stuff, but then it turned from like anime to like DDLG type of thing, and her
What?
just
Okay, hold on, slow down. For an old man, what is DDLG?
it's like DDLG is Daddy Dom Little Girl.
Okay, never mind. Let's move forward.
you
Yeah.
might think this person's like 15, 16. No, this is a grown-ass woman who's just trying to portray themselves as like a 15-year-old anime girl. Yeah,
Yeah.
25 years old, older than me doing this shit, bro. Like, what are we doing? As grown-ass adults, Belle Delphine doesn't try to feed into kiddo likers. Yeah, see, like, Lollipop, the little My Little Pony thing. What the? Basically, she
do
really
look like a little girl.
popularized this infantilization
She's looked like that
aspect
forever.
in the adult film industry. And I know it's not just her. People like her have really popularized this whole schoolgirl outfit and turned it into some type of like fantasy. And it's gotten to the point that people are literally begging to see certain people in schoolgirl outfits when schoolgirl outfits are like based on middle schooling.
Listen, YouTube, if you telling shorties to put on a schoolgirl outfit because you like little girls, I don't know. One, there's something wrong with that shorty if she actually do it. And two, there's something wrong with you. You gonna deny that?
Hey man, I just think it's wrong when you're over sexualizing children. I'm not against couples doing like foreplay and dress up for each other if you're into the costume things. It just depends on the context behind of what you're doing, in my opinion.
Like, I just randomly stumbled across a tweet from a dude talking some Jesus Christ. I want her in a schoolgirl outfit. But
What?
you're drooling, alright? Relax. If I even type in schoolgirl outfit, adult women's sexy schoolgirl fancy dress costume. And that's how you know things are getting weird. Because we are like making something made for children to go and get their education as something that is portrayed as sexy. None of this stuff is actually schoolgirl outfits made for schoolgirls. Except for maybe like this one. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm the crazy one and maybe I'm the one who's not seeing things on the right side. Am I just old now, or is a schoolgirl outfit thing way weirder than it used to be? It's not like new. I remember seeing videos of like Britney Spears rocking it when I was a kid, actually. Maybe it's gotten worse in recent years. And as a matter of fact, another place where I very recently saw this whole schoolgirl thing was actually like last week. Travis Hunter's his girlfriend. I'm sorry to be the one to talk about it. This has to do with the video, bro. I'm sorry. This man right here was in a relationship with this woman right here for the last 5 years, and apparently 3 years ago she did this with some dude. Schoolgirl outfit at like a party. I'm gonna assume that took place on like Halloween, which Halloween is a very common place for weird costumes to come out. Like I remember seeing like freaky nun costumes, which is really, really disrespectful, right? Speaking of Halloween, I found an article right here that said, for some reason it seems the entire globe has gotten behind the notion of the sexy schoolgirl. The world seems to have forgotten who actually wears school uniforms. Children. The only individuals who are required to wear a variation of plaid, skirts, and knee-high socks are underage girls who attend private or charter schools. Despite the widely accepted nature of the schoolgirl fantasy, it cannot be ignored that this is a socially acceptable form of EDP. As early as...
I agree with that.
I have to agree too.
If you out there searching for that, like that's your niche. You got a weird niche, man.
At age 11, I remember grown men with their eyes glued to my sister and me as we got our usual Slurpees at the local 7-Eleven after school. Groups of landscapers and construction workers gawked at my friends and me while we piled into carpools in our school parking lot. It was humiliating, confusing, and deeply uncomfortable for all of us growing up. So if you thought, it's not that deep, there isn't any social implications of this, you're very wrong. As we saw right here, a very young person at the age of 11 years old noticed dudes on the side being like, "Sweet mama," to them while they're in their schoolgirl.
Wait, hold up. Was that the judge lady?
That looked like Judge Judy. Am I tripping?
Right. When Judge Judy had a...
Get caked up like that. Respectfully, what?
Right.
Because adults like to fantasize over the schoolgirl outfit and turn it into something that it's not. I don't really see what people even see in this in the first place. Like, first of all, y'all motherfuckers are attracted to a plaid skirt and a tie. Okay,
They had to stop her there. Like, what?
Ask men.
I remember that old lady had no booty.
A person asked, "What's the deal with the schoolgirl fantasy?" Serious question. Why is it such a popular fantasy? Why is this fantasy acceptable in pop culture? Isn't this just glorified EDP? I assume it's because some dudes hit puberty in school and all the chicks around them were in school uniforms, so they got used to checking them out all the time. Then these guys, this is just no, bro. You're supposed to grow out of your attraction, bro. Like when you're 5 years old, it's fine to be attracted to someone who's also 5 years old. But when you're 20 years old, you're supposed to not be attracted to the people who are 5 years old anymore. Maybe the dudes who didn't get, the dudes are saying, oh, maybe it's the dude who didn't get hoes when they were in high school who likes this stuff. And now that these Reddit users mention it, speaking of corn and the corn industry, the fact that there is a section, a very popular section, by the way, of corn that is under the teen category says enough. And it just goes to show there are just really, really, really weird practices happening online. Well, I'm about to be that guy. That refers to previous and the schoolgirl thing has gotten more popular over time. I do know when I watch things like anime, like recently this new show, Dandara, came out, and it's really popular among the youth, and it does have a lot of themes that are like sexualizing minors, bro. If you guys are familiar with the Naruto series, I also remember like last year there was a controversy around this right here. Some people were saying that this is a little too much. Like this is the type of stuff, if you wear this to school, you're gonna get dress coded. And I know this isn't just a thing in anime, I know also in like gaming or even in movies. If we were to talk about different TV shows, I feel like I gotta bring up...
Yeah, it's like dress code in school still thing? Because I've been seeing these kids wear some crazy stuff.
To be honest with you, I don't know, because when I left high school, it was a thing, but as my sisters were going through high school before they graduated, they started being able to wear shorts that were like above the knee. They could wear skirts and dresses that were above the knee.
Right, yeah,
these girls are walking around in crop tops and ripped jeans and
you couldn't wear none of that when I was in school.
I wasn't allowed to wear no spaghetti straps. Bro, I wear a muscle shirt.
YouTube, for the people that are still in school, if you do watch this, do you still have a dress code?
Right. Is there like restrictions
you
to what you can wear?
You couldn't wear tank tops. You couldn't wear, girls couldn't wear
You're not allowed to show your shoulders.
Strings. Yeah,
spaghetti straps.
Yeah, they couldn't wear none of that. Your skirt or your had to be past your knees or like past your hands or whatever it was.
They wouldn't allow tattoos or piercings in school either. They would ask you to cover them up. But I see kids walking around with hella piercings.
I was in McDonald's yesterday, and because when you go during the afternoon, you got all them kids in the McDonald's. There's this kid that was like maybe 15, and his whole arm was tatted like my arm.
Ooh.
I was like, bro, how you got that many tats? And you like 15, got a school book bag on and everything.
Different upbringing.
Things like Euphoria.
And it was weird because the kids in the McDonald's was walking up to him like, you got tats?
Right.
Why you got those tats?
Right.
Like, what?
Who's letting you do this at 15? Where's all the
or like
adult influence?
Riverdale. There's like high schoolers sleeping with like 40-year-olds in the show. It shows them sleeping with each other.
I don't like Euphoria.
Oh,
I don't
Euphoria.
like it because of the graphic sex and the graphic nudity with people who are supposed to be.
I watched a little bit of this Euphoria show. I was like, yeah, this ain't for me, man.
I've never watched it.
That was a whole nother.
I heard it's like a smut show.
And before you get up in my comments, you're like, well, it's realistic, blah, 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 blah. There's too much nudity in this show for people who are supposed to be teenagers.
It's just all really, really weird. And on top of that, these people are being depicted by grown adults in the movie. Why are we having actual teenagers play teenagers in TV shows? And before anybody gets smart in the comment section and says, oh, well, you can't actually have teenagers get freaky on camera because that would be illegal.
Would you say there's a difference between that though? Do you think there's a difference even though the people in the movie are older, right? Do you feel like it's still okay for them to depict teenagers?
No, they're trying to portray something that's obviously wrong.
Though, right? Exactly.
But the character that they're portraying is obviously a minor with an adult.
Then you would have to go as far as, well, you got a whole porn category that revolves around teens, and those are adults playing teens. So I feel like it's
just
all
a
wrong.
Niche for people, man.
You guys should not be watching porno out there either, and masturbating and stuff. That's not good for you.
You never say that.
Yes. No. You need to stop watching it too.
Yo, what you telling me for? Oh my god! Always trying to put me on blast or something.
In general, it doesn't matter how old they are. We don't need that in the show. I mean, there are already so many debates over whether scenes are useless in the first place among adults. So there's damn sure no reason to be having it as kids. It's all just weird and unnecessary. Like, there is no reason for this to be in the TV show. This does not affect the plot like you think it does, alright? What high school did y'all go to that was this crazy anyways? And we damn sure shouldn't be glorifying this behavior. When I was in high school, I was playing sports, hanging around with my buddies, and having a jolly good old time, alright? I was not worried about popping pills, getting freaky. Now, I made a video the other day, and it was about the disgusting rise of teenage baddies, where I talked about baddie culture within, the teenage community. And I thought there was a lot of things that I didn't mention. Some of y'all in the comment section actually pointed out to me that a lot of the times online, it's the parents that are, like, making their children...
Yeah, I want to see us react to the baddies one. Let us know.
The baddie culture, hell yeah.
In this way for money and for clout. And regardless of where it's coming from, I do feel like we can all acknowledge that kids are dressing more and more revealing and are just doing more and more adult activities as time goes on. And they take pride in this, by the way. Like, there's entire trends where people who are like 13, 14, 12 are showing themselves as a lot older. This is a 13-year-old, bro.
You're 19?
In 2024, going on 2025, this is what
13
are looking like.
Go to school.
Bro, when I was 13, we were not looking like that.
The way I looked at myself inside, what am I doing wrong? That's the problem in this generation, is that young girls are trying to make themselves appear older by the way they do their makeup, by the way they dress. And other girls in the comment section who are also young will compare themselves to that and say, what am I doing wrong? When in fact, you're doing everything right. There is no reason to want to speed up the process of becoming an adult.
Right.
I promise you,
aging is inevitable.
Sucks.
Yeah, sure does.
I think it's all...
Don't worry about your bills. All jokes aside, though, young people should want to stay young, all right? I regret not being as young as I was when I was young. If you know, you know.
I feel like a lot of it, though, too, is they want to be adults while enjoying the luxuries of being a kid. Because, yeah, you can do all those things as an adult, but that also
they want
comes
the
along
freedoms
with
adults have.
the bills. When you got to go to work 9 to 5, 10 to 12 hours, shifts, and
6 days a week.
You don't got time because you're paying all your bills. When do you have time to be worrying about
being outside? I'm trying to pay my bills and enjoy the roof over my head that I just worked for.
You know what I mean? You're not partying every single night. You're not. That is for some people, but for the most part, that's not your average adult.
Most of us live.
They want to be able to go party. They want to be able to do all these things that these kids are doing, and kind of make it into some things that adults are doing. But y'all not paying your own rent. Y'all not doing none of that. They don't have any adult, so they want the luxuries of being an adult without the adult responsibilities. That's a good way to put it.
That's a great way to put it.
My childhood to the fullest extent, so there is no problem with watching Dora, playing Minecraft, being a kid, watching television, I don't know, reading comics, reading manga. Now transitioning over a little bit into something even weirder that I noticed online is the bop house, okay? So if you didn't know, there are OF creators who were like pretty young, 18, 19, 20, 21, and they created a content creator house of straight OF models, and they call it the bop house.
I've never heard of it.
And yeah, 500,000 men paid for the bop house because 500,000 people needed to subscribe to their OnlyFans to create this entire house. First of all, dudes, do better, bro. They're living in the end times, bro. The end of the world is near. Historians are going to skip this era. This is horribly sad. This is sad. I have autism too. It's nice for someone to raise awareness about our condition. A hard day of work at the bop house. Oh, and if y'all don't know what bop means, it's just a synonym for like a hoe. So it's any woman that you can sleep with easily. Damn, man, that hoe right there is a bop. Why did they say
Why did they put that?
And this is their logo right here, bop house.
This is the Bop House in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, worth $75,000 per month.
$75,000 a month
YouTube.
in Florida.
If you were glorifying being called a bop,
Have some self-respect.
you girls, man.
Any morals? Who's your mother? What?
Big mother at the bop.
The mother's at the bop house and their daddy's the one paying for it. Yo, what is happening here? Where's all the love?
$75K per month. Y'all are really putting that much bread in their pockets. This is genuinely the
Oh,
worst
no.
content creation group I have ever
They all like
seen in
18,
my
19
life.
years old too.
I've seen some pretty bad ones in my existence, all right? And other people are trying to get into the bop house, all right? So are we really making this a race thing?
We got auditions to be a bop?
Bop house.
Bro!
It should be.
Bro, we got auditions to be a bop. Nobody sees nothing wrong with this. Bro, now you got
Oh my god, this is
Audition.
about to be the new version of Bad Girls Club, the Bob House. Just a bunch of hoes living together, getting money for having.
I don't think they're allowed to actually beat bops though.
I
They
mean-
portray themselves as. I would hope they're not out here actually being bops.
Why do you think they would get this? You know what, man?
It's all for
Let's
clout.
just be hopeful.
Let's be
Trying to
hopeful.
get into no damn bop house, dude. My bop house audition. Okay, guys, I didn't leave the bop house. I'm just a solo bop. The mini bop house.
I'm a solo bop. It's crazy.
But that is
They got midget bops.
small
Don't cancel
people.
me for that. Don't.
Now you might be wondering, how does that relate to the entire video? Well, let's just say the bop house is inspirational. How you might
You're fine.
ask? How in the world could the bop house possibly be inspirational? No, it's not in a good way. The bop house consists of people who are like 18, 19, 20, and it's inspired people who are underage to create a minor bop house. Yeah, you heard me. The minor bop house. By now, the original account of the minor bop house got taken down, but these are all like, before it got taken down, this right here was the logo. And you know it's a real thing because there are people making videos talking about some auditioning for the minor bop house. Auditioning for the minor bop house because
Stop it.
That should definitely be illegal.
You want to be in
That
the minor bop
needs
house.
to be
We
taken
talked
down
about some
immediately.
things like infantilization. We talked about schoolgirl outfits. We talked about the way babies are dressed. We talked about the way teenagers are set. We talked about
Need to
the
get
way
more into that.
minors like to look older. We talked about young people starting OnlyFans. We talked about the pipeline of minors starting OnlyFans. Sexualization in media like movies and TV shows, gaming or anime. And I feel like this all encompasses into a general topic that sexualization of minors is running rampant and just in modern day society as a whole. This stuff is weird, and I hope that I can shed more light to different things like this. But that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know.
So, any closing statements about the Bob House and the underage minors?
Closing statement.
Yes.
For all of you women out there, mothers, and people that are influencing the younger generation, stop wearing G-string swimsuits to public pools and places like that. These kids is looking at you, man, and they're thinking that this is how they're supposed to be dressed, sexy and stuff like that. They're kids. Let them be kids. And please stop putting your infants and small babies in crop tops and booty shorts with high heels. I get that it's cute for the culture, I guess, but they're kids. Let them still be kids. They don't need to be worrying about waist beads and high heels at one and wearing crop tops. Why? Why do that? Why over-sexualize them? You can't stop the pervs out there, so at least protect your children in your own way. Stop letting people the opportunity to look at them like that. I'm sorry. Like, you can't control what people are going to do, but you can control your influence over your child and what they do to themselves and how they carry themselves. Show them respect at home and how to respect their bodies. That's my closing statement with this.
All right, YouTube, I hope you liked the content for today. I would say what I can take from this is parents need to be more involved with their children, because I got slapped with a chancleta trying to do any of this. My sisters would have got beat with a chancleta. You know what I mean? Like, my mom would not play none of that. You ain't in no bop house. She would bop you upside the head. So with that being said, I hope you guys like the content. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe.
Stay safe out there, guys, and I hope you have a good one.